Okay, so I'm Jalen Lar, and we're gonna tell you about multi-step equations. So, multi-step equations, they are an algebraic equation that requires the use of pendas, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Our vocab words are inverse operations, variables, like terms, and constant. Inverse operations are used to get rid of certain math parts to get the variable alone. Variables are symbols used to represent an unknown value and takes the form of a letter. Like terms are terms in an equation that have the same variable or are raised to the same power so that they can get grouped together. And a constant are numbers on its own and does not change value. These are the main vocabulary words when learning about multi-step equations.
You are planning on buying a new phone and found two companies selling two for good prices. You're only going to use the phone for 9 months. Company A offers 200. Phone upfront was a. This is a real world scenario with multi-step equations. You are planning on buying a new phone and found two companies selling two for good prices. You are only going to use the phone for 9 months. Company A offers $200 phone upfront was a plan, $40 per month. Company offers same exact for 80 upfront, but with a plan of 55 per month. Solve it to find how many months. The total costs for both companies are the same. So it's 200 plus 40 x plus equals 80 plus 55x minus 40x minus 40x equals 280 plus 15x minus 80 on both sides equals 120 equals 15x divided by 15 on both sides. X equals 120 divided by 15. And that's the answer. So minus 40x both sides.
You're supposed to.
So first I minus 40x, which cancels out this one, and then 55x minus 40x is 15x. And then after I did minus 80 to both sides, which cancels this, and then makes 120. And then after once both and then I divided by 15 both sides, which cancels out the 15, and then 120 divided by 15 equals 8, and 8 months is how much it costs for both companies for the same amount.
Alright, so for right here we have like the second example, which is 3 parentheses 2x minus 4 parentheses plus 5 equals 2 parentheses x plus 7 parentheses plus 9.5. So first, we're gonna have to get what's inside the parentheses. So we're gonna have to multiply what's inside the parentheses. So this would be 6x minus 12 plus 5 equals 2x, and then we have 2 times 17 is plus 14, and then plus 9.5. So from here, we're gonna add up negative 12 plus 5, which would just be negative 7 equals 2x plus, no, first, then we're gonna add these two up. So this would be 23.5. Okay, so from here, now we're gonna do plus 7, cancel this out, move it over here, plus 7. So now we just have 6x equals 2x plus 30.5. Now from here we're going to do negative 2x, and to this side, negative 2x, which would equal to just 4x, and then equals 30.5. And now we're going to divide the 4 on this side as well. So now we just have x equals, so now we're going to divide 30.5 divided by 4, which would just equal to 7.625. And this would be the solution for this equation. So right now, we'll just go over it on what I did. So first, like I said at the start, get what's inside the parentheses outside and just multiply what's inside the parentheses. So that's why I got 3 times 2x was 6x. Then 3 times negative 4 is negative 7, because anything multiplied by a negative would equal to a negative. So now we just put the plus 5 from right here equals to what was inside the parentheses, which was 2x, and then 2 times 7, which would equal to 14, and we just get the 0.5 and bring it down right here. And then after that, what we did was add these up, which is negative 12 plus 5. Since this is a higher number, it's still going to stay negative. So it's just negative 7. And then on the other side, we just added these two, which ended up being 23.5. And then from here, we rewrote it. And then after that, we did plus 7 on this side, which equals to 30.5. And now we were left out with 6x equals 2x plus 30.5. And then we did make this a negative, and move it to this side. So then we just got 4x equals 30.5, and we divided the 4 to the 30.5, and that's why I got 7.625.
Okay, so this is our first example, solving multi-step equations. It's really long, but it's kind of simple. So it's 5 parentheses 2x minus 7 parentheses plus 3x equals 4 parentheses x plus 6 parentheses plus 8 plus 2x. It's really long, but it's simple. So the first thing we're going to do is distribute the 5 into 2x and the 5 into the negative 7. So 5 times 2x is 10x, and 5 times negative 7 is negative 35. And then we're going to drag down the plus 3x equals, and then next thing we're going to do is distribute the 4x, the 4 into the x and into the 6. So 4 times x is going to turn into 4x, and 4 times 6 is going to turn to plus 24. And then we're going to drag down the rest of the equation, which is plus 8 plus 2x. So the next thing we're going to do is look for the like terms to group them together in each part of the equation. So right here, since 10 and the 3 both have an x, we're going to group them together, and that's going to turn into 13x minus 35. We just drag down the 35 since it doesn't have a variable next to it. And then we're going to do the next part of the equation, and we're going to look for the like terms. So since 4 and the 2 both have a variable, we're going to group them together, and it's going to turn into 6x. And since 24 and 8 don't have a variable, we're also going to group them together, and that's going to turn into 32. So this is a simplified version of the equation. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the 35 to the 32. So this part cancels out, and then adding it together, that would give us 67. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is drag down the 13x equals 6x plus 67. And then next, we are going to also subtract the 6 from both sides. So this part cancels out, minus 6x. That turns into 13 minus 6, 7. Okay, 7x equals 67. Now we're going to divide the 67 by the 7.
Restart, bro. Take off your jacket. Hold on, bro.
Okay.
I can't smile. I gotta be serious, bro.
Okay. 2. Don't sweat. Oh, I was recording. 4. And then we are going to make sure to. Wait, sorry. And it's gonna be. Wait, what?